Yo, 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 yo. What's up, everybody? How are you? How are you this morning? It's good to see you. As always, it's good to be here with you. Another beautiful day. Another beautiful day for gaming, man. Um, Day 7 of Planescape Torment. Yeah, so we'll keep pushing there until we work our way into Witcher 3. I'm not rushing it. I'm loving the game. It's a lot of fun. Very good old school CRPG for sure. It's easy to see why so many people have grown to love the game, and it's become so widely known as a kind of cult loved, if you will, CRPG. So love it very much. It's a lot of fun. We will keep pushing today, and we'll see where we get to. Okay. We will do what we do. We'll get into our video gaming news segment for today, June 28th. And in about an hour and 45 minutes, we have the Nintendo Direct. We'll confirm that that's still happening, but we've kind of verified it at the end of the news segment yesterday. Should be a Nintendo Direct happening in about an hour and 45 minutes. So we will wrap up the news segment right around the time that ends, and we'll run straight into watching Nintendo Direct this morning, okay? Let's do it. Let's get over here and hop into it. Cool. All right. We read this yesterday. I'm not gonna dive back into that. Really, all this hit on was how EA is doing profit-wise and what analysts think about their susceptibility, their percent chance of potentially being bought out by another company at this point, which was at about 15% chance from, I guess, industry experts, if you will. We've already talked about this. Not going to dive into it. We also talked about Bernie Stoller passing away. F's in chat, man. F's in chat. Pioneer for much of the video game industry, and specifically Sony. Big presence for Sony and Sega. Not necessarily in that order. The Simpsons Hit and Run fan remake is being upgraded. Something world and multiplayer game. Let's take a look at that. That's cool. Cyberpunk 2077 developer CD Projekt Red was allegedly misled by an external quality assurance team during its development. What? Diablo 2 Resurrected patch adds much needed multiplayer improvements this week. How long has Diablo 2 Resurrected been out at this point? Apparently, Envy Gaming is no longer an esports brand and has become Optic Gaming. I'm not going to dive into that, but there you go. If you're aware of those esports brands or gaming brands, Envy is no longer a thing. It is now Optic. We've talked about the future of Mac gaming. I have a hard time seeing where Mac gaming is going to really compete with any kind of PC gaming. I know they're making strides, as it were, to have a bigger presence in the gaming world, but for their devices, I don't think they're anywhere close still. Love that Java. Let's go chat. Java. Whatever your preference is. I like the coffee, man. Little bit of Java lava in there, you know what I'm saying? Wick, yo, what's up, buddy? I like it, dude. I like it. What's up, my dude? How are you, man? Sun's out, guns out, bro. You got the guns out, dude? Yeah, I went for my first bike ride of the summer yesterday with my daughter. It was awesome, dude. It was awesome. I mean, I keep meaning to get a picture of my beach cruiser, man, and so I can throw it in Discord, show everybody my bike. My bike's super cool. It's really cool. It's like old school beach cruiser. It's orange, dude. It's really nice. I'll have to get a picture of it. I'll probably go for another bike ride like tomorrow or something, and I'll get a picture of it and throw it in. How are you this morning, buddy? Valorant will start listening to your voice chat in July. We read up on that yesterday. If you're interested, go check out yesterday's news segment. Um, this is cool. This is cool. Riot doing some stuff to try to eliminate unacceptable behavior in the realm of communication as far as voice chat's concerned. So again, this is just like the beginning of them diving into that realm, but they're starting it, which is really really cool. Um, I would like to see more companies taking a bigger dive into what they can do, and I think most gaming companies, especially when they have competitive games, I think most of them tend to understand that there's a difference between competitive banter and some trolliness, some nice competitive trolley banter, and unacceptable speech, right? And that's what they're trying to do away with is people that cross that line, right? And Riot is taking the steps needed to try to eliminate players that cross that line. It's good. Neon White review. Our buddy Pinky's been playing this, and actually, because we watched this. We were made aware. We watched the showcase that had Neon White in it, and I was like, dude, that looks really cool. And Pinky went and tried it out right away and was like, dude, the game is so cool. And immediately was like, dude, this is a speedrunning game, and just started like speedrunning the game and stuff. And here it is, Neon White review speedrunning for the Death Note genre or generation or something. Let's take a look. Pinky's already loving this game, and I would love to try it out at some point. Um, Apex Legends controller players might be in trouble. Wick, do you play on keyboard and mouse, or do you play on controller, dude? Your keyboard mouse, right? Keyboard mouse, right? Right? Right, dude? Yeah. What am I even asking? You wouldn't play on a controller, right? Metroid Prime games are coming to Nintendo Switch. Sick. There we go. This is going to be the same thing, so I'm not pulling it up. Oh, that's cool, dude. I don't even I'm not a controller hater. I'm primarily keyboard and mouse. I feel like especially in an FPS, you get a finer tuned um, gameplay experience out of keyboard and mouse. Yeah, I figured you probably played through your Xbox. Yeah. Right. Yeah, yeah. Um, my thing is like I enjoy playing a game every once in a while with a controller because it allows me to just like sit back and chill and not get too like but quite if I'm playing a competitive game, I'm gonna be like all into it anyway, so I might as well just be using my keyboard and mouse. But sometimes I like just chilling with a controller. It doesn't matter what I'm playing, just to chill. I don't use one very often. But dude, my these are all twisted. Knock it off. There we go. That's cool, man. That's cool. Controller all the way, 100%. Right on, gamer. What's up, buddy? Joffrey Capital takes majority stake in gaming company. Three people have been taken into custody. What is this about? Let's see what this is about. Yeah, we've we've talked a lot about this. This is not new news. I mean, it is. It's not new news for us though. Mouse and keyboard is better. Everybody has their preference. What I'll say is any kind of competitive FPS game for sure. I would I'd say it unequivocally keyboard and mouse is competitive gameplay. Keyboard and mouse is better. It is just it's much easier to um, fine tune aiming and control of your weapons and things like that. It's not as easy to do that with joysticks. It just isn't. It's just not. Um, that doesn't mean somebody can't compete on a high level with a controller. I'm not saying that. Um, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. So what Microsoft is doing with their Edge browser, which used to be Internet Explorer, Internet Explorer. Um, so they've got like a gaming homepage. They've got this new tech incorporated that is supposed to make their Xbox live streaming service play better, look better than it will on other browsers. It basically subdues the entire browser whenever you are playing games, so it won't interfere with anything, and then it'll bring everything back up when you close the game out. They're doing a lot of things to try to bring people over into utilizing Edge as their browser for anybody that is using the Xbox streaming service through a browser, right? We'll see how it works. All this technology; they're just kind of dumping it all out at once. We'll see if it works for them. But we've talked, we've seen a lot of the articles. We've taken dives into everything that they've kind of been rolling out, and I'm not gonna dive back into it right now. Once we've had a little bit of time, and maybe we've been able to see some stats about how many people utilizing Xbox's cloud streaming um, service, maybe get some numbers about what browsers they're using. We'll take another dive into it to see how many are actually using Edge as their browser of choice for it, their preferential browser. Excuse me. Yo, again, guys, we'll be watching the Nintendo Direct in about an hour and a half. Okay, so I'm going to end the news um, right in about an hour and a half, and we'll run straight into the Nintendo Direct. Okay, I'll actually go ahead and bring it up. Should be playing here, I think. I'm guessing, anyways. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. That's probably where it'll be coming up at. But if not, we'll figure it out. Ooh, Fall Guys pushes the Epic Game Store to a new record. Check that out. I figured that was going to be a pretty good play for them. We'll read into that. Not really. This is like a hypothetical, just looking at what PlayStation is doing by just rolling out their subscription service, how it will do. It's a hypothetical kind of article. I'm not going to look into it. that's the big question the whole time. I mean, that's the whole point in doing this, right? Is try to replicate what Microsoft has done so well with their Xbox Game Pass. Yeah, that is exactly what Sony. That's literally what those two gaming companies tend to do. They emulate one another. They look at what the other one has done very well. They emulate it, right? Um, that's what PlayStation's doing. Xbox is killing it with their Game Pass. It is huge for them. That is their like golden egg right now, and everything revolves around Game Pass for them. And that is not lost on PlayStation. They see how lucrative and um, how big of a player base and how big of a promotional thing it is for just the Xbox brand. And so Sony's trying to replicate that same exact thing by pushing out PlayStation Plus, right? We'll see if it works to the same extent that it does for Xbox. It's just going to take some time to tell. It just got pushed out like the beginning of the month for parts of the world and like middle of the month for other parts of the world. We'll see. We'll see. This coffee's so good. Oh, so good. We talked about that yesterday. Lots of sales going on right now. Again, Nintendo eShop, um, PlayStation, GameStop, Steam. I know I'm missing some stuff. There are sales everywhere. I think there might still be sales on like Amazon, stuff like that. There are sales going on everywhere. My advice is, first of all, go look at this site. It's a community driven site. You can go look at video game category to see some really good deals that are out there. They'll even show up as like free games and stuff. Um, the more thumbs up it has, the more if it has a fire next to the deal, that you can look at the comments. This is community driven site. Slickdeals.net. It's a very good place to go look for just overall deals. In a comprehensive play everything like so you'll look people will post deals here. You can see this is at CD Keys, Aniba, HP, GameStop, Xbox, Steam, Nintendo, Amazon. You get deals from all over the place in one spot. Okay. Oh, leather case with Snorlax face on it, dude. I need it. Anyways, computers, all kinds of tech, anything you want for life, toys, healthcare, whatever. But specifically, this is for gaming, right? That we're talking about. This is a good place when there's a lot of sales going on in the tech realm, gaming realm. This is a good place to go look for stuff. So check out Slick Deals. Throw it in chat real quick. I promote it a lot just because it's a really nice, easy site to go to. Look for some good deals. Okay. Also, don't forget you can go get about 25 free indie games right now on Amazon Prime Gaming if you have Amazon Prime membership. And we've got about 20 to 25 more games coming in to Amazon Prime Gaming in about 2 weeks. So make sure you're not going to be spending on games that you can potentially get for free now and upcoming, as well as the Epic games that are free, which are Car Mechanic Simulator 2018, Game of Thrones digital board game that you can get for free right now. So go grab those. And then Gene Force and Iritus that are coming up for free next week. So don't spend money on the games you can get for free if you can potentially, you know, not do that. Doesn't make sense, right? Unless you just want them on multiple platforms or whatever, and you do you. Just trying to save everybody a little bit of moolah there. We've talked a lot about this. Go look at the end of the June 25th segment. The very last article that we talk about is the overturning of the Roe versus Wade. My personal views and thoughts on it. We have discussion within the community about views and thoughts on it. It's a The reason it comes up is because there are a lot of gaming companies that have taken a stance as well, and we talk about that to a good extent also in that news segment. So we've talked about it a lot. It needs to be discussed a lot. It's a very very tough subject to deal with because to many of us it is absolutely an infringement upon people's rights. I'm not going to take a deep dive into this morning because we've talked about it so much. But please, if you're interested, go check out the June 25th, 2022 video gaming news segment that is on my YouTube page, and just find the very last article that we talk about is going to be about the overturning of the Roe versus Wade and the other gaming studios in the industry that are standing up and being vocal about it and things like that. Our own personal thoughts within the community and stuff. It's a pretty good thing to get a nice, good idea of where I stand, where other the community stands and stuff like that. So go take a look, please. You know what? So I basically have this same monitor, and I really enjoy it. I really enjoy this monitor. Except for mine is 1440p. It's not 4K. So they just announced this, but I have the 1440p version of this, 144 hertz, 27 inch, and I really enjoy it. So just saying. PS Plus free games for July. Yeah, we read about this yesterday. Yeah, Crash 4. Yeah, we read about that. So check out yesterday's segment if you want to get a look at what those games are. Xbox Series X games could look soon look better than ever. Does this have to do with AMD's technology? Yep, we read about this yesterday. This is all about implementing FSR 2.0. This is AMD's upscaling tech. Yeah, Fidelity FX Super Resolution. We read about that yesterday. So if you're interested, go look at yesterday's news segment on YouTube, okay? All right, let's pivot real quick. Go to our other search. What? Jason Broussard spent his lifetime collecting the rarest vintage video games. Gone in a night. What we're gonna take a quick glance to see what's going on there. Charting the video game industry's resilience in the face of uncertainty. I'm gonna put this at the end. If we have time, I'm gonna take a look at this. I keep getting stuff kind of back and forth there. Tari turns 50. We've hit on that. It's very cool. Seems like more people should be playing video games, even though a ton already do. Get some people into some empathy. Yeah, teach some people some empathy. Random mode time, guys. I almost put rando mode. Let's go. Looking for that strawberry. New language law puts Quebec's video game something at risk. We'll take a look at that real quick.  'Cause. 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 There you go, gamer. Nice. Dude, dude, I love it. You got Bob Ross, dude. Nice. Good old Bob Ross. Demon Slayer, the Hinokami Chronicles shows off. We'll see maybe what that's about. How to watch the new Nintendo Direct Mini? Let's make sure we're on the right page here. Ava, what is up, Ava? Nice, I love it. Feels amazing, man. Feels amazing to see you, Ava. What's up? How are you, my friend? Yeah. So we got roughly an hour and 20 minutes till it starts. It's only a 25-minute long thing, but I've been great, my friend. I've been great. Thanks for asking. Yeah, doing good. Doing good. Loving life. Loving video games. Loving hanging out with this amazing community, man. Doesn't get better than that. Enjoying the summertime, riding bikes, spending time at the pool, man. Chilling out. Feels good. Yeah. What you been up to? YouTube channel. Use Twitch. Given there's no YouTube placeholder, it's hard to tell if Nintendo will even stream it there. Yeah, it's just on their Nintendo page. Um, okay. Yeah, we've already got that. Yo, wait, what? Yeah, we've already got Nintendo's just working. Word. Yeah. How's work been at least? Okay, hopefully. We've already got the Nintendo Twitch page up, so uh, if it doesn't start up within like the next hour and 15 minutes, we'll go over to their YouTube page as we finish the news segment up, and we'll watch it. Okay, so we don't need that up. We've hit on a lot of this. Yep. We've hit on like all that stuff. Well, I'm probably gonna sneeze here, guys. New boss that has ooh. It makes things awkward. Is this a situation that you might need to think about approaching HR with? It's it's never good. That's a tough situation, man. That's really tough. Because you definitely don't want to like throw off the work environment, the work dynamic. You know what I mean between you and a higher a supervisor or whatever, but also anybody else that might be involved in that dynamic. Harmless at this point, just annoying. Yeah, but even just being annoying can affect that workplace environment for you, though, right? So I don't know. Okay, sorry, that sucks. Even annoying sucks, right? Like like just give it a rest. You know what I mean? like like I think I get the gist of like kind of what's going on there, and I think boss man probably needs to just like focus down and actually be a boss and actually do his job. It's a little bit unprofessional, to be honest. Um, I would say actually pretty unprofessional. If it's that obvious that he's got a bit of a thing for you and it is at the point where it is annoying you, then I would say, yeah, he's obviously being pretty unprofessional about it. It might not be obvious to other people, but it's pretty obvious to you, anyways. And that makes things unprofessional, awkward for you, and it always makes interactions between you and that individual seem kind of weird feeling, right? Am I wrong? I could be wrong, but I would assume that's kind of the play there. And that sucks for you if that is the case. New PUBG map Destin revealed. Release date announced. Take a look at that. Stray coming to PC? They said it was, didn't they? We'll take a quick look. I want to play Stray. GTA 6 Insider gives new update on Rockstar's turbulent development. Dude, we got some articles to get through this morning before the Nintendo stuff. We've already kind of hit on what they were doing from F121 to F122, so I'm not going to dive into that. All this other stuff we've really hit on. We've got enough stuff up for today. Oh, yeah? That's weird. They think it's cute? Oh, he's got a crush on her. Is that the way that works? I've been a boss, dude. I've managed a section, like I've supervised a lot of people, and while I mean I was, obviously, I'm married, and I was anytime, through my career, dude, man, Sal, you got. I was like, what is it? You got me, dude. It would have never crossed my mind anyways, but it just seems like that would be such an unprofessional kind of attitude to have, What's funny is I actually have somebody that's supposed to be having to come by the place today. It scared you? Yeah, it got me. I was like, oh, yeah. I got somebody that has to come by today, so the door knock thing, it definitely got me. It just seems like something, as somebody who's been a boss, been a supervisor before, it just seems like something that would be, in my opinion, so very, very unprofessional. To don't get me wrong, it wouldn't be the first time anybody had ever like. You can't necessarily always help who you're attracted to or have feelings for, right? But to make it so public as to where everybody within the workplace sees it, that's not good, dude. To maybe approach somebody on the side and be like, hey, would you maybe like to go have a drink sometime or something? There's still something that's bad within that is the potential for a upper management to be in a relationship with somebody underneath them is not is something that usually good corporations try to avoid that uh, because it can result in some bad stuff. Um, but as far as I'm concerned, somebody being professional would avoid letting other people outwardly expressing that kind of attraction or whatever to somebody that they supervise, especially letting other people within the workplace see it. Seems odd to me, and it's definitely putting you in an awkward position. It seems like, so that sucks for you. I don't know, man. Feels bad. I'm sorry, Ava. Mamzelle, what's up? What's up, buddy? How are you? Yo, that was actually really good. That was good. It sounds better now too, huh? Sounds better. All right, let's get into these articles here. New PUBG map revealed. The popular now free to play battle royale video game PUBG Battlegrounds is officially getting a new map next month. The developers at PUBG Studios and Krafton have been teasing the new map called Destin for a bit, and finally fully revealed it over this past weekend. The new map, which is apparently the largest, tallest, and densest map the game has ever seen, according to Krafton, is set to launch on July 13th. Quote, Destin is the largest, tallest, and densest map the game has ever seen. Throughout a match on Destin, players will experience dense urban settings with tall vertical buildings to rolling hills, plains, and newly designed swamps. Krafton says of the new map, the map aims to deliver the sweet spot between fun gameplay and immersing players in realistic battlegrounds. Destin will challenge players to learn each biome of the map to understand how it will challenge them to consider different gear, vehicles, and cover in order to claim a chicken dinner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Oh, I'll address that, Ava. Hold on. Oh, this is going to be wild. Yeah, look at that map. Yeah. In addition to just being very big, the Destin map includes a number of firsts for PUBG Battlegrounds. For example, the first swampland exists in the northern part of the map, a giant chicken balloon in the concert district, new motorized pulleys called ascenders. Wonder where they got that from. Are attached to the walls of certain buildings to allow players to traverse to the top and back down with ease. Know some friends who will be happy about this PUBG stuff? Yeah. But if players want to go ahead and jump off, a new always-on emergency parachute can be deployed to let them land safely. There's a bunch more of Destin details that the developers covered in a recent stream for anyone interested. As noted above, the new map, Destin, is set to launch within PUBG Battlegrounds on July 13th. More broadly, sorry. PUBG Battlegrounds is currently available for the PS5, PS4, Series XS, Xbox One, PC, and PUBG Mobile. Okay, there you go. Is Stray coming to PC? I thought they had announced that it was. Let's find out. Let me address this. Same level until I was put under him recently. Just have to wait for him to ask me, and I'll just tell him I don't date people. Yeah. Yeah, there's an expression for that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Ava. Now, sorry that's an annoying situation you're having to deal with. Feels bad, dude. Feels bad. What's going to be really rough is if it's one of those situations where he isn't confident enough to just like follow through and pop like a question, like ask you out. So it never comes up. He just keeps like throwing hints. It just continues to be like this awkward situation. That would be terrible. Uh, I hope the situation resolves itself very soon, my friend. Imagine traveling the world around as a deserted cat. Now place that deserted cat into a dystopian setting, and you get Stray, an upcoming game for the PS5 and PS4. But will Stray be coming to the PC? Stray looks awesome, man. They were saying that it was going to come to PC. Yeah, I know, Ava. I know. I hope not, dude. I didn't mean to jinx you, dude. I didn't mean to jinx you. I just know a lot of dudes like that, man. I know a lot of guys that are just too, you know, they're not they can't just go all in, and just they're afraid. They're afraid of being shot down, right? That's people in general, though, not just with like anybody they're interested in or what have. Or that's people in general, right? Yeah, I know, man. I suck, dude. It's people in general. People in general are scared to take a leap, right? And they have a fear of being told no. But here's the thing: um, if you don't put your name in the hat, as it were, if you don't give it a shot, um, you'll never know what the answer is, right? So that's just some of my own philosophy for people. If you, whether it, I mean, in all different, you know, areas of life, whatever the situation may be, it's not, it doesn't have to be specifically like engaging with other people in some kind of romantic situation or you know, a situation of trying to ask somebody out or whatever. You know, it can be all kinds of different things, but if you don't approach a situation in a way where you're engaging and trying to find out whether it's a possibility or not, then you might not ever know, right? And then later on in life, you could be sitting there wondering, you know, well, I wonder what would have happened if I would have just tried, or if I would have just asked, or you know, and so I would prompt people to just give it a shot, because what's the worst that can happen most of the time? Somebody say no, right? You got to get past that fear. People have to get past that fear of being told no. Uh, that's just like a kind of a pride barrier that isn't real. You know, it's that you got to get past that. If you can get past that kind of artificial barrier of being afraid of being told no. The thing is, you get told no, cool. You know, stop. You know, that's another. Some people have a problem with being told no and just keep persisting, which you know, that's a whole nother topic. But if you're too afraid to ask questions and too afraid to be told no, then sometimes you know you're not sure what the outcome would be. So sometimes you need to get past that fear a little bit. Um, I avoid the approach 100% gamer. Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people do, dude. Yeah, for sure. I was definitely that way as a younger individual. As a younger individual, I had very low self esteem. Yeah, don't be stuck with the ifs for sure. Um, and I think, uh, you know, as I got older and I just started to take a more, you know, I got more experience with life and things like that. Just in general, you know, as more experience with life and stuff. You know, more experience with being told no, getting shot down, as it were. It was like, okay, well, you know, it is what it is. And it was okay, you know. So it's like, well, whatever, you know. Um, I mean, and we've talked about that before, gamer. Who knows, dude? Maybe tomorrow will be your day, dude. That it was just destiny. That tomorrow, the 29th of June of 2022, um, you come upon the individual in your life that you're meant to spend the rest of your life with, and it would be in a situation that you never would have expected. Life is crazy, dude. Life is crazy. Okay. Um, you never know, man. Life is weird, dude. It has a weird way about going about things. I'm just saying. Don't count it out, man. Um, so I was definitely that person growing up. I had very low self confidence, and it made me very hesitant to uh, throw my name in the hat, as it were, because I just always assumed that I would be told no on most things, because my self confidence was so, you know, just minuscule. It was basically non-existent. Or my confidence was non-existent. It wasn't there. And as I got older and matured some and realized more about life and worked on my own self-perception and worked on myself. You know what I mean? Oh, dude, I might have to work on setting some stuff up right now. Yo, Mamzelle, I need to hit you up later. Uh, apparently, uh, Gamer's got $1 million to throw around, and I'll split it with you. And he's in Canada too. Don't tell Gamer though. We'll talk about it later, Mamzelle. Don't worry about it, Gamer. Let's get back into this news, man. The PlayStation revolution has begun on PC as more exclusive games from the PS4 and PS5 come to Steam. We've had a fantastic selection so far with games like Death Stranding and Horizon Zero Dawn being made playable on PC. There's another PlayStation exclusive on the way, and it's a unique title. Blue 12 Studios developing Stray. We've been like keeping track of Stray for a very long time. An upcoming action adventure game. You're basically like doing kiddie parkour everywhere, and you've got like a little robot helper, this little guy, right? And then all the other NPCs you come across are just like robots everywhere. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I'm not gonna dive. We know what it is. Stray is launching on July 19th, so next month. It will be released for PS4, PS5, and PC. I want to play this very bad. This is not like necessarily my jam. Like it's not something that. But ever since I first saw the trailer, I was like, dude, this looks really neat. Just really atmospheric, chill, cute. Wow, there's like enemies in the game too, so you're trying to like get away from enemies and fight enemies to an extent. You like wear this vest. This is what helps you interact with your little robot friend, your little hover robot friend and stuff. It looks really cute, dude. So we'll probably end up playing it at some point this year, or maybe the beginning of next. Just depends on when we can find time, because we've got finish up Planescape, then we've got Witcher 3, then we've got October coming, which is Scaretober, and then potentially God of War Ragnarok if it drops on PC when it releases. We got things, but we'll see. If God of War Ragnarok doesn't drop on PC, we might play Stray in November. We'll see. We got so many games to play. Such an issue, right, gamer? All the games. GTA 6 Insider gives a new update on Rockstar's turbulent development. A notable GTA 6 Insider has given fans an idea of how Rockstar Games' development of the next mainline GTA game is going. At this point in time, the only thing we know for certain about GTA 6 is that it exists within Rockstar, as the studio confirmed earlier this year. The project is now in the works. And while it might be a long time until we see more from the long-awaited open-world game, a new report has now painted a picture of what's happening internally. According to the video game industry insider Tom Henderson, work on GTA 6 is in a very turbulent state at the moment. And while this would normally be a cause for concern, Henderson went on to say that the game's development is only turbulent for pretty standard reasons. Specifically, he pointed to employees coming and going from Rockstar and ongoing struggles with game development that have come about in the wake of the pandemic as the reasons for these issues. Essentially, these problems that Rockstar is facing are the ones that numerous studios around the globe are also dealing with. Oh, okay. Henderson said he also still expects GTA 6 to launch in either 2024 or 2025. Okay. So, just the same stuff most studios are dealing with. Nothing really interesting for us to. They debated us into that article. Let's be honest. We got debated into that article this morning. Game over. New language law puts Quebec's video game industry at risk, insiders say. Bill 96 will make it harder to attract talent during skilled labor shortage, sector fears. Remy was interviewing with a video game company when he asked the obvious question, would he need to learn French to work in Quebec? Remy wasn't from the province and didn't speak the language. The company, like many of the major players in Canada's video game industry, was based in Quebec. So I asked, is that going to be a problem? Remy said. Remy is not his real name. CBC News is protecting his identity because he fears work reprisals for speaking publicly. I was assured that all meetings are held in English and learning French was optional and not expected. According to Quebec's industry ministry, over 11,000 people are employed in the Quebec video gaming industry, which generates nearly $1.75 billion in revenue for the province every year. This is the first I've ever heard of it, Mamzelle. Feel free to elaborate a bit there if you want. I'm getting exposed to it for the first time right now. I figured you guys might have a better idea of what this is. But those who work in the field say Bill 96, the provinces, just because I know, like yourself and Gamer, Syek, you guys that are from Canada and especially you guys that still live there and everything. The province's controversial new language law is putting all of that at risk. Many of those 11,000 workers are newcomers to the province, hired from abroad with no French. Now, some of them are considering quitting Quebec entirely. You already see it with some people who are looking at Bill 96 and saying, okay, it's time for me to pack up and leave. Bill 96 aims to strengthen Quebec's language laws with new and expanding rules that touch on everything from healthcare to the working language of business. One part of the law stipulates that immigrants who have been in Quebec for 6 months or more will only be able to access most government services in French. Remy said that if Bill 96 had passed before he had been hired, it definitely would have had an impact on his decision to work in Quebec. He said English is the default language for most of the gaming industry. Some internal game developers learn English just to work in the sector. Having to learn French on top of that might be a bridge too far for some, when they can easily get a job in Ontario or Vancouver instead, where the gaming industry is rapidly growing. I just don't see Quebec companies being able to attract talent if that's what they have to contend with. He's not the only one who sees the writing on the wall. While Quebec has a lot of college and university programs training out local talent, they're also getting scooped up by international companies. If Quebec can't keep its own talent and can't manage to hire from outside the province, it doesn't bode well for the industry. If studios can't hire here, they might end up moving their operations elsewhere. Yep. Uh, yeah, absolutely. Yes, mamselle, right there. It's going to hinder so many jobs. Exactly what they're hitting on. They want to force everyone in the province to speak French at work. It hasn't been passed yet, and English school boards are fighting hard for it. Wow. Doria said he used to encourage other game developers to move to Montreal, but since Bill 96 passed, he said he can't, in good conscience, recommend it. Uh, the first question I ask is, do you speak French? No? Then you're unwelcome. I think you should look elsewhere, he said. It's like night and day. I shifted from being an advocate for people to move here to warning people away. That sucks. So Christopher Chansey, the chairman of the board of the uh dude, I would butcher this. Guild du Jeux Vidéo du Québec, butchered, sorry. Says the guild supports French being the default language in Quebec's gaming industry. In the past, the organization has worked with the government to translate video game terms that didn't have a French equivalent to reduce anglicisms in the workplace. Uh, we do have a lot of people coming from everywhere around the world to make video games here in Quebec. Our fear is that this is sending out a message that Quebec is not inclusive to other cultures. Yeah, it absolutely is, I would say. I mean, we've had that same. Yeah, sorry, Manzo. I know it's so terrible. Uh, we've had the same issue here in the U.S. for a long time, right? There have been those. This is America. You don't speak English. You need to get out. Those people, and it's like, well, and I mean, I think that's what it's about, right? Is all people are ever seeking is better. Yeah, Ava. Yeah. Yeah, K Kona, dude, for sure. Uh and that's what I mean, that's what America used to be. I don't see America. Again, especially with all the Roe versus Wade stuff now. That's like the tip of the iceberg for me. Really, it's like I've seen so much stuff for such a long time. That has just shown America trending down for me. I speak French. Was told to speak American. American speak American. So, so you speak like if you don't speak English, you get out. That's how you speak like that. That's American. That American is that's the English dialect for America. I turned around and laughed when you said you mean English. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm much closer to American, than most people are. Just naturally speaking, I can't help it. I can't help it. It's that accent. But yeah, it's that's one of the problems, and most people have just been for the longest time America was uh, a land of promise and of dreams, and people wanted to come here and seek a better life, and there have been so many people that have come here and have raised kids that speak English even though they can't, or they have come here and couldn't speak English to begin with and have learned how to speak English, but there's always been a huge disdain from so many citizens, which is so funny, right? Oh no, you're good. That word's not a big deal. Again, you can look up. You're good. Mamselle, again, you guys know like the bot. I mean, it doesn't even have to be a curse word, right? I mean, anything that it sees as bullying or anything like that, right? Um, you guys know. It's just like certain really, like really, really high tier curse words. That's what we're looking for there, right? To keep out. But a word like that, I don't see that as being bad, really. I say it, so it's not a big deal. Don't worry about that. It just things often get moderated just in case by the bot, so it's not a big deal. Don't worry. Um, so it's I don't know, man. It's just so crazy to me that as people we will find anything to discriminate against other people for. You know what I mean? Like obviously language is a barrier, right? But most people who are actually seeking a better life, which oftentimes comes with traveling to other places to take on a new job, a new career, um, will do their utmost to take on a new language as well, right? If that's what it takes. Um, but especially in a place like Canada, where both French and English is spoken quite often, this seems like a kind of a weird stance. I mean, I know there are definitely places where English is more prevalent. French is definitely more prevalent. I don't know exactly where those areas are, but I know that's a thing. And for me, being American, one of the things I always found really kind of ironic about the fact that you get those people that are like, you know, we don't want immigrants. You can't speak our language, and that kind of stuff. Is this country is literally almost entirely made of immigrants. Like aside from Native Americans, everybody is basically lineage from immigrant. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. So for the most part, like the people that are saying, we don't like immigrants. We don't. It's like, dude, your ancestors were immigrants. What are you talking? You wouldn't be here. Uh, just Quebec is French. That's it. That's like really the only spot. Really? Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, right on. So it's just kind of ironic to me, that this country has been that way whenever it was like most of these people doing the rah rah K Kona stuff like you don't speak English, you can get out. their relatives, their ancestors that came over more than likely, or at least, maybe didn't even speak English either, and, potentially. I mean, we had immigrants that came over from like Ireland and stuff like that as well. So there were immigrants that came over that were English speakers, but there were also a lot that were not, right? So I don't know. It's just kind of wild. Take any. I mean, humans, right? It's like we'll take any chance we can to just try to kind of discriminate against people, and instead of trying to like foster a nice relationship, try to help people uh, get ingrained into our culture. You know what I mean? From wherever we are. Yo, gamer, you too, buddy. It's good to see you, man. Hey, get ready for tomorrow, man. Big day. Big day tomorrow. Big day tomorrow, dude. Get ready for tomorrow, man. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm just gonna start like I'm gonna be on stream. I'm gonna have you send it all to me in cash, dude. Boop, boop, boop. What I'm gonna be doing. But have a great day, dude. Be safe, man. Thanks for being here. Um, that's quite often what it is, right? Instead of like just trying to embrace people into the culture, into our culture, and help them, it's about discriminating against them for not already being part of our culture, right? So I don't know. Feels weird. Uh, Chansey said he'd be interested in seeing the government expand the 6 month time limit, an idea another Quebec tech companies have raised in recent weeks. In the meantime, he said the law has a PR issue that the government should try to address. I think that everyone understands the importance of the French language. I think it's just a question. We're going to have to try to get through these pretty quick here. All industries must do their part. When reached by CBC News, the newly formed Office of the Protection of the French Language underlined that protecting French is a collective responsibility. All sectors must contribute to the effort to ensure the sustainability of our official and common language, the statement read. The ministry added that it will also be creating a Francisation Quebec, a new program that would help newcomers learn French in the classroom, in the workplace, online, and on college and university campuses. It's the sort of thing that Remy feels should be happening more. He said he hadn't been offered time during his workday to learn French, so he tried to do part time classes after his shifts. In the end, he thinks Bill 96 will be effective in creating French workplaces because it will push out those who don't have the time or energy to devote to learning the language. Uh, he just accepted a job offer in another province. I'd be lying if I said Bill 96 didn't play a factor in it. He said, though the new job also has better pay and benefits. Looking back, he said companies have a responsibility to be upfront with their employees instead of underselling how important French is when they're hiring like they did with him. People are going to move here, they're going to get stressed, and they're going to think it's just not worth staying here. And then, like him, they'll leave. Um, Really upsets me because I was so proud that Montreal was huge in the gaming industry. Now you're getting into heavy Quebec politics. Yeah, I mean, Canada has really gotten. I mean, Canada across the board, man. They've gotten a lot of real big. They've gotten Canada. Canada's gotten big into game dev. Yeah, they really have across the board. Yeah, with Quebec definitely being one. Montreal. Mhm. And yeah, I had no idea that Bill 96 was even a thing, man. And I can understand wanting to, you know, harbor, cultivate your culture, of your homeland and embrace it and try to. But the thing is, like, keeping other people out of it is not helping anything, right? You're putting everybody there in a box, and you're not making it open to other people of the world. Um, Instead of trying to promote the culture of the French language as a part of what Montreal and Quebec is, and saying that , you know So much of all the work has to be done in French, and anybody that's going to work here that isn't a native French speaker or whatever is going to be provided language classes or whatever, and needs to be able to be past a certain proficiency test within the first 2 years or whatever. After 2 years of working in the country, they have to pass a proficiency test or whatever in the city, something like that, to try to promote and try to help grow the culture of the French language within the area, instead of just saying if you can't speak it, you're basically not going to be able to be here. And I think they kind of did that in a way, but it was very, very minuscule. Like what they say, 6 months or something. It's not enough, dude. It's not enough. Maybe for somebody that has already a basic knowledge of French, but I just don't think it's enough. Especially when you're working full time and then you're trying to learn the language at the same time and everything too. Like, especially when it's already mostly like a multilingual kind of area with both English and French going on at the same time. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but does seem a little bit rough. Uh, Demon Slayer: The Hinokami Chronicles shows off Tengen Uzui DLC. Demon Slayer video game, The Hinokami Chronicles, or simply Demon Slayer: The Hinokami Chronicles, is set to begin releasing new paid DLC fighters starting in July. First up for the anime video game is the sound Hashari, Tengen Uzui, and a new gameplay video shows him in action with his abilities within the video game. Basically, the focus for the paid DLC is the anime and the manga's Entertainment District arc, with all major characters represented. While the official Japanese video featuring Tengen Uzui's gameplay is region locked, a mirrored upload can be seen embedded below. Our review ended up giving it a 3 out of 5 at the time, originally for Demon Slayer, noting that it cannot be overstated enough how gorgeous the game is when it comes to its presentation, but unfortunately there are more than a few drawbacks when it comes to the gameplay. The additional character pack DLC will begin releasing in summer 2022. Yep. July. Okay. If we have time, we'll watch it after Nintendo. We'll see. Or here's the deal. I'm actually just gonna throw this in chat. I got to kind of be scooting through some of the stuff. We only got about 40 minutes left until the. We got a lot of stuff to get to. We're going to save this one for tomorrow. This is a long article, but it's going to be a good one. Jason Brizard spent his lifetime collecting the rarest video games until the heist. We're going to save this for tomorrow. This is actually really cool. Okay, but this is a long article. We're going to save that for tomorrow's news segment. Okay, we'll read that one tomorrow. Fall Guys pushes the Epic Game Store to a new record player count. Epic says Fall Guys more than doubled its previous concurrent player record last week. I bet it did, dude. Being free to play. I'm going to play it. I'm sure I'm going to play it pretty soon. Fall Guys went free to play last week. A change that also saw it leave Steam and become an Epic Game Store exclusive. Despite the change in storefronts, the Fall Guys player count on Steam saw a huge spike too. Nearly 5 times as many concurrent players at its peak as in the previous month. Unsurprisingly, it's also doing pretty well in Epic, which set a new record for active players on June 21st, the day Fall Guys went free. Epic clarified that the record number of active players refers to the cumulative number of active players on the storefront over the course of the day, and that Fall Guys strongly contributed to the total. Player numbers for the individual games on the Epic Store aren't readily available, but fortunately they are on Steam, which enables us to draw some reasonable conclusions. According to Steam charts, the all-time peak concurrent player count for Fall Guys on Steam is 172,000, which conservatively puts the total number at 350,000 on Tuesday. It's impossible to say whether or not that includes players on Steam, but either way, it's awfully healthy. Yeah. Speaking of which, Fall Guys is continuing to bang on Steam too, despite not being available for purchase there, achieving a peak concurrent player count of more than 56,000 today. Mediatonic said that all told, Fall Guys racked up 20 million total players over the first 2 days after going free to play. That sort of sudden uptick in players is bound to bring about a few challenges, and Mediatonic is still rolling out updates to handle the new load. The latest, which went out earlier today, makes the following changes. Fix an issue causes freezing when changing controller during bindings, and fixed visual issue. There's when grabbing on a turntable. Fixed grabbed beans not following the movement of mobile platforms. Fixed padlock not being removed from season pass once bought. Oh, a lot more right here too. I'll let you guys read them. There's a lot of issues they've fixed since this went over to Epic. There you go. Fall Guys is killing it. I figured it would. It was already very popular. If you're going free to play, man. The Simpsons Hit and Run fan remake is being upgraded to an open world multiplayer game. Check that out. The fan-made Simpsons Hit and Run game from last year is back and is getting an upgrade as the developer adds a series of new features. Starting out as a week-long development challenge by YouTuber Reubs, the original video showed off the playable demos, ray tracing, and first-person gameplay. Now, almost a year later, Reubs is back and has announced that they're making the Simpsons Hit and Run remake even bigger and better than before. This time around, Reubs is planning to take their time on the project and wants to add a few new features to the fan-made game. First off, the plan is to make Springfield open world with the help of Unreal Engine 5. After this, Reubs wants to further develop the in-game vehicles so they run better. But as pointed out by the developer, this is one of the hardest parts of the game to perfect. After this, the plan is to implement some kind of online multiplayer aspect so players can complete missions and explore the world together. Finally, Reubs wants to add new and exciting quests, dialogue, and cutscenes. To do this, the developer has said they're going to use their own tool they've been working on for the past 3 years. Unfortunately, as exciting as this sounds, you shouldn't get your hopes up about playing the remake anytime soon. As mentioned at the start of Reub's video, this is a fan remake for entertainment purposes. This game will never be available to download. Regardless of this, the remake has received a lot of praise online, perhaps most surprisingly from one of the lead designer on the actual The Simpsons Hit and Run game, Joe McGuinn, who called the game a taste of what a full modern remaster could be. Cool, man. We might watch this if we have time. External QA team allegedly misled CD Projekt Red over Cyberpunk 2077. Quantic Lab apparently made, quote, false claims around team size to secure or extend contracts and more. Recent reports seem to highlight exactly what went wrong with Cyberpunk 2077 quality assurance process, attributing issues with the game's poor state at launch to issues with the external QA team CD Projekt Red used during development. This information came from YouTube channel Upper Echelon Gamers and was later picked up by VGC. Channel was sent a 72-page QA testing file from external Romanian-based QA company Quantic Lab, alongside Quantic Lab human resources paperwork and workflow charts. Upper Echelon Gamers states that it believes the source to be real, claiming they have provided extensive evidence to support the fact and have made serious claims about the quality of QA activities at Quantic Lab. According to the report, CD Projekt Red believed the QA team was comprised of veterans, when in reality the project lead had only a year of experience under their belt. Also alleged that Quantic Lab made false claims around team size to secure or extend contracts. This included claims that the team had expanded from 30 members to 60 as of summer 2020, summer preceding the game's launch. Although it's claimed that these new members were all new and inexperienced hires with only weeks of training. QA testers were also supposedly required to report a quota of 10 bugs per day, which led to CD Projekt Red being bombarded with a plethora of minor issues regarding performance and visuals, with these distracting from more harmful game-breaking issues. Eventually, Quantic Lab was instructed to no longer send through low-priority bug finds and to focus on bigger issues, although the damage was already done and CD Projekt Red was already very unhappy. Lastly, it's been stated that upper management at Quantic Lab prevented testers from referencing the work they worked on the game in their portfolios for potential future projects. In response to these reports, a CD Projekt Red spokesperson said they do not comment on rumors. NME has reached out for a statement from Quantic Lab. Well, with the state that the game was released in, I guess it wouldn't be a big surprise, would it? All right. Diablo 2 Resurrected patch adds much-needed multiplayer improvements this week. The new patch will kick off a Magic Find bonus weekend. D2 Resurrected gets patched up with oft-requested multiplayer improvements later this week. D2 Resurrected's 2.4.3 patch launches on June 29th. bringing various lobby improvements to PC and console alongside quality of life tweaks and a Magic Finder bonus weekend. One of the headline changes is an overhaul to the multiplayer experience on console with new game creator and list features replacing the party finder option. Once June 29th comes around, you'll have the option to create a private game if you want to loot unbothered. Game creator if you fancy customizing the experience for the public or just your pals. And game list if you're going to join someone else's game. Blizzard also explains the backend improvements have allowed the developer to grow Diablo 2 Resurrected's games list from 20 to 40. The list of available sessions you could join used to be substantially lower than even that, which Blizzard admits was due to quality connection criteria being overly aggressive. PC, meanwhile, is getting search functionality to help players find specific sorts of games. The feature has been something of an odd omission since the game launched, but it'll soon be here. D2 Resurrected also getting a Magic Find bonus from June 30th to July 4th to celebrate the new patch. For a limited time, you're getting a 50% buff to the stat to aid you in fetching magic, rare set, or unique loot as a drop from slaying foes. Additionally, the bonus stacks with any additional increases to Magic Find provided by your items. Oh, I love D2 so much. And I will not play a single Diablo or a single Blizzard game. I just can't do it. What a terrible company. But there you go. If that's news, if you're interested. We got 30 minutes till Nintendo starts. Let's get through these. So again, Neon White looks amazing. We saw this during the showcases a few weeks ago. Second week of June, right? And our buddy Pinky has actually already been playing Neon White and is loving it as a speedrunning game. Just the trailer got me really interested, and since Pinky's been playing it and letting me know that the game is really fun, we'll probably play it sometime pretty soon. In the moment, Neon White is bliss, a heavenly dance as you cut demons apart across heavenly docks. See blue skies raining blistering summer light on your pristine battlefield. As your first-person platform your way across each stage, you're not just shaving limbs off of demons, but seconds off your time, repeating each level until it's perfect, or at least until you can knock occasional PC gamer contributor Funky Joseph down a spot on the leaderboards. But then the mission ends, and a rabble of horny anime goth kids remind you that this isn't heaven, it's hell. But depending on your taste, eternal damnation might not even be that bad. You are white and you are dead, and you're meant to be going straight to hell. Luckily, heaven's given you a second chance as a neon. Sinners plucked from damnation to do God's dirty work, namely clearing the bleach white streets of paradise of a nasty demon infestation. After 10 days, the most efficient demon killer is promised a second chance at salvation. Over the course of your induction day, you're taught the basics of being a neon. Every day or mission is split into a number of stages, blisteringly short FPS platforming puzzles that task you with not only clearing them of demonic baddies, but doing so as quickly as possible. In short, it's Quake meets Mirror's Edge meets Trackmania. It looks really cool. Neon White's trick is that instead of rocking up to Heaven's Door with an arsenal of guns, weapons are instead framed as color-coded cards dotting the level. Each has a certain amount of shots that can be fired before being discarded, and any new card you pick up will immediately go to the top of your deck. Crucially, on top of acting as weapons, each can also be spent as to activate a mobility tool. Pistols give you a second jump, SMGs let you ground pound, shotguns give you a burst of speed in any direction, while marksman rifles let you travel in a further dash horizontally. It's not just cards, too. The environment and its demonic denizens play part in building up and mastering speed. Many demons are color-coded themselves, meaning you'll acquire a card for slaying them, letting you chain up combos. Balloon demons can be popped by jumping on them for extra bounce, while doors will force you to spend an ability to break them, unless, of course, you find a cheeky way around them. Mastering a stage means figuring out the most efficient path through a level, juggling cards to both kill demons and traverse the map as quickly as possible. Usually an obvious path that you'll score at least a gold medal for clearing it quickly, but if you want to ace the stage, you're going to have to get creative, using the assault rifle's grenade secondary to rocket jump around entire buildings. Neon White is a game that wants you to obsess over your times in each stage and figure out ways to cut them even closer. This is Pinky's game right here. I see why now. Cleverly, you're not shown leaderboards when you enter a stage. Those are unlocked by earning medals alongside ghosts and shortcut hints to help you optimize your routes. You can and probably will spend up to an hour throwing yourself against a single stage just to teach IGN's Matt Jones a lesson. Neon White is a game for people who love early 2000s Toonami core nonsense. It's a game for people who didn't check out of Death Note after 2 episodes and exclusively shopped at Hot Topic. This is somebody's take on how they feel about the game. Every so often, the stage will be interrupted by short novel, visual novel segments between you and another Neon. But the bulk of your storytelling takes place between missions where you can explore your little slice of heaven, White's room, the local bar, your boss's office. Gifts found in stages can be offered to NPCs while consistently getting high medals. Will let you unlock short heavenly delight scenes, which might have you getting ice cream with another Neon or watching The Matrix with a flying cat. That's awesome. Nice! Speedrun. If you can ignore or better yet embrace the cringe, what this person finds to be cringe. This is subjective, dude. This is whatever. Neon White is still a blisteringly stylish speedrunning platformer. It is the kind of game I could easily imagine sinking hours into just to get myself into the top 10 of a single track. Though from the looks of the leaderboards, I reckon I'm a long way off. With over 100 stages at least, there's enough food to keep a hungry speedrunner content for months, maybe years. It's the kind of game where I desperately hope for the developer adds a level editor somewhere down the line, because with a fairly standardized set of structures, demons, map, elements, and weapon placement, Neon White's potential could be limitless. What does a Kaizo take on this heavenly speedrunning challenge look like? I'd sure love to find out. Neon White is unashamedly a video game-ass video game. It is a game for adding your friends on Twitter to let them know you knocked a second off their time. A game that asks you to crank up the soundtrack and give that last stage just one more go to snag that ace medal. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm already really interested. Look, I mean, not everything about every game is going to appeal to everyone, right? This is one person's take on some of the things that they found really good and some of the things maybe that didn't appeal to them within the game. But ultimately, what I've heard and seen about the game so far seems really cool. So if it sounds interesting, give it a shot. We've already got one of our big-time community members that's playing this game and is loving it. Apex Legends controller players might be in trouble. We got 23 minutes. We got this. Like every popular competitive shooter, Apex Legends players spend a lot of time debating aim assist for controller players. While it's perhaps not as much of a hot topic, button topic as it is in the Fortnite community, it's something many players have wanted substantial changes to since the game was released all the way back in 2019. And it's such a hot button topic because the game supports crossplay, which puts controller players together with those using mouse and keyboard. Of course, the latter is superior in numerous ways, so most games offer controller players aim assist. Yeah. Apex Legends is no exception, and it's also been unable to avoid the constant debate about this very topic. Apex Legends has been available, there haven't been many bigger talking points than aim assist since the game came out in 2019, which isn't just a big talking point in Apex Legends, but just about every competitive shooter. Yeah, absolutely. With more and more games implementing crossplay, developers are adding aim assist for controller players so they can more fairly compete with keyboard and mouse players, as the latter offers a substantial advantage in terms of speed and precision. Some games get this balance right, others not so much. Apex Legends isn't plagued with an aim assist problem, but it's certainly an issue enough that it becomes a talking point in the community, with many calling for changes to the current implementation of it. Earlier this year, Respawn Entertainment acknowledged the debate and confirmed it was evaluating aim assist. At the time, this was all that was said, and since then, nothing has been added to this, leaving fans in the dark on whether or not anything is coming in the pipeline. Well, it looks like there is something in the pipeline and potentially coming soon. Over on Twitter, Apex Legends content creator Thornton Smash relayed word of files in the game that indicate that changes are being worked and coming for aim assist. In fact, it seems the changes are already live in custom matches, presumably for the purpose of testing before a larger rollout. Unfortunately, the leak makes no mention of any specifics. In other words, if changes are being made, we have no clue what they will be. And it's important to emphasize if, because this is just a leak. Data mining leaks are very reliable, however. They also represent work in progress, aka work that may never see the light of day, or that will change over time. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what comes. But apparently they're testing some stuff, so we'll see. That's always been a huge controversy, right? Controller players, console players, especially with crossplay, they are always it's always a huge debate because there's no doubt about the fact that a mouse and keyboard is so much more precise in being able to play an FPS game. It just is, especially when you take into consideration using outside of what a game offers you to be able to calibrate your peripherals, your keyboard, especially your mouse. Software you can use, specific software for a mouse, being able to really hone in what you can do for your DPI settings, things like that. It's really, really nice. And you just can't get the same things going with joysticks. You just can't. It's not. And so they've implemented aim assist. And then, keyboard and mouse users go, well, it basically just pulls the, reticle right onto where you're trying to shoot. Like that's not fair. So there's always this back and forth about it. But I don't know. I don't know what mouse and keyboard for me for FPS. Unless I'm just trying to chill. Metroid Prime games are coming to Nintendo Switch. Report. First game will be released in a remastered form this holiday season. One moment. Apologies. Metroid Prime games are coming to Nintendo Switch. Here's Metroid Prime Trilogy is finally coming to Nintendo Switch. Metroid Prime Remaster is reportedly only a few months away, with remastered versions of the second and third games also planned. According to Jeff Grubb of GameSpot's sister site Giant Bomb, Nintendo is planning to release Metroid Prime Remastered this holiday season, likely to match up with the 20th anniversary. He also said it's possible dual stick and gyro controls could both be included, and improvements will likely be greater in Metroid Prime than in 2 or 3. Could very well be one of the biggest games to release on Nintendo Switch in the later half of the year for Nintendo, and it will be the second new Metroid game in as many years. Metroid Dread was itself a revival of a long-dead DS game initially planned in the early to mid-2000s. Though the Metroid series as a whole has seen something of a resurgence with both Metroid Dread and Metroid Samus Returns, this has not been the case for the Metroid Prime subseries. The latest game was a cooperative spin-off, Metroid Prime Federation Force, which deviated greatly from the other game's formula and was poorly received. Metroid Prime 4 is also currently in development for Switch, having been announced more than 5 years ago. Project was restarted at Retro Studios in early 2019, and it's unclear when it will be released. Okay. We'll keep this up just in case we need how to watch. We're on time. We're doing good. Joffrey Capital takes majority stake in gaming company Playtika. Private equity firm Joffrey Capital has agreed to acquire a majority stake in gaming company Playtika at $21 a share from a Chinese investment group, Axios has learned. It's nearly a 46% premium to where Playtika stock ended trading on Monday. Playtika, founded in 2010, is an Israeli maker of casual mobile games and social casino games. The Company went public in January 2021 at $27 per share, representing a 11.1 billion valuation. As of Monday's close, its market cap was just shy of $6 billion. It announced in February that it was exploiting strategic alternatives, including a potential sell. Playtika shares would continue trading on the NASDAQ following the deal, with Geoffrey, a tech-focused buyout firm led by James Liu, a former Baidu executive who also serves as chairman of LGTBQ dating app Grindr. Both Playtika and Joffrey declined comment. Okay, so that's that. Um, we're about 15 minutes away from the Nintendo stuff, uh, which is good. This is the last article I'm going to go over today. We have this one. I'm going to read it in the news segment tomorrow, though. Okay, so we'll go over this news article today. To finalize the news segment. If you have anything to add, please let me know in chat. We'll see if we can work it in before the Nintendo Direct starts and I close out the news segment, okay? If we have a little bit of time before we get the Nintendo Direct showcase going, we'll watch this Simpsons Hit and Run video here while we wait for the Nintendo Direct to start. Cool? I'm going to go ahead and dive into this. Let me know if you have anything to add into the news segment, okay? Charting the video game industry's resilience in the face of so much uncertainty. Again, we've heard conflicting things here. I've heard it's been resilient. I've heard that it's starting to dip. I don't know. What we do know for a fact, stat wise, is that while there's still a lot of profit being made in the gaming industry, it has dipped nearly like 20% profit margin wise since the beginning of 2021. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that a lot of people aren't being able to stay at home, spend as much time at home anymore because we're kind of moving past what the height of the pandemic was kind of doing and keeping people quarantined and stuff. These are troubling times. The UK economy is on the brink of recession. We have an energy crisis and stubbornly high inflation, with the Bank of England is trying to cool with higher interest rates. This, along with geopolitical uncertainty, is helping to slow the economy. So this is specifically UK stuff here, but according to the Office of National Statistics, the UK statistical agency GDP fell by 0.3% in April 2022 after a decline of 0.1% in March 2022. Two consecutive quarters of decline in GDP signifies a recession. May already be there, as GDP is a backward-looking indicator. Forward-looking indicators aren't encouraging either. For many, video games can be the perfect route for escapism from all this dreary economic news, albeit for fleeting moments. Given how everything is getting more expensive, video games are beginning to look like a great bargain, especially if they offer hundreds of hours of entertainment for the price of a family trip to the cinema. Recently, however, there has been some worrying comments from the game's media, including articles from this very website, that the impact of the pandemic during 2019 to 2021 has taken its toll on game releases. You only must glance at the number of titles released this year compared to previous years to get a feeling that momentum in game sales has slowed down. On SIFTD's excellent channel, GameFace, Shane, and Matt have repeatedly expressed concern that weeks have flown by without a tentpole game release. So the question is, have fewer releases impacted overall sales, and does that mark a problem for the industry at large? This is quite often a time where we don't see a whole lot of game releases. It's kind of more towards the beginning of the year and in the fall where we see a lot of games tend to release. This is Dude, this is a lot of stats. Let's just look at this real quick. Um, Below is a snapshot of the global equity markets, Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the share price of the publicly owned AAA publishers. The prices are taken on trading day, January 2nd, and 6 months later on June 2nd of this year. If you are interested to read more on why stock markets have experienced volatility, very good. these past months. This is covered by Damian Abrams analysis. Prepare for modest video game stock returns this year on Seeking Alpha. Change in index. This is actually 3 Jan to 3 June. Yeah. So Capcom, Sega, Activision, Ubisoft, Nintendo, EA, Bandai, FTSE 100. These are all positives. Everything else, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 in a positive percent change of index. Whereas Square Enix, Nikkei, DAX, Dow Jones, CAC, Embracer Group, S&P, Microsoft, Tencent, NASDAQ, Sony, Bitcoin, Take-Two, Ethereum, and Roblox have all dipped over that time period. Which all the gray highlights are dedicated video game publishers. From this small sample, we can see that apart from the FTSE 100, all growth indexes are video game publishers. Companies that perform better than average stock markets, such as Dow Jones, NASDAQ, and the S&P 500, as well as cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. So all of these, it's kind of hard maybe for you guys to see the gray highlights, but Capcom, Sega, Activision, Ubisoft, Nintendo, EA, Bandai, all are positive. But then Square Enix, Embracer, Take-Two, and Roblox are negatives. Not every video game company saw growth. Roblox share tanked. Take-Two share also experienced a negative swing. Yeah. So TLDR, here we go. The mid-year gap in full video game releases is unfortunate, and a lot of that is due to bad luck in timing. The interruption in game development due to the pandemic has not helped. And for many publishers, they are stuck in a holding pattern until their new games see the light of day. Overall, these indicators do not say the video game industry is recession-proof. Thank you. But so far, the industry has demonstrated resilience. That's what I was trying to get across a couple of days ago. And given the state of the economy right now, resilience is as good as it gets. Absolutely. So we keep seeing these like articles come up as saying that like video games are recession-proof. No, they're not. Dude, nothing is recession-proof virtually. You know, basically, nothing is recession-proof. So that's what I was trying to get across is while video games have shown to be much more resilient during this time, they are still seeing a dip in profit over the what we saw up to this point from the beginning of last year, right? They're still profitable, very profitable. They've seen a drop in profit, but they're still profitable. Where other things are absolutely crashing at this point. You know what I mean? So, and especially as far as the entertainment world goes, I would say video games are definitely kind of heading above a lot of, as far as like maybe music, movies, things like that. I think video games are much more resilient to a economic downturn than those other forms of entertainment are going to be. Yeah. All right. We're going to prepare for this Nintendo Direct. Okay. That's coming up here in about 7 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. Thank you to everybody that's part of this amazing community. To everybody that's always part of the news segment, helping to address these topics we go over, really flesh out these ideas. Thank you very much. And again, just big shout out to everybody that helps to be a part of this community, creating such an amazing place for us to spend every single day together and just enjoy one another's company and create such an amazing, inclusive, wholesome place for us to chill and hang out together. All right. Yo, Katari, what's up, my friend? If you're enjoying the content and you're watching this as a YouTube video later on, then do me a favor, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Leave me a comment, and let's have a bit of a conversation regarding some of these topics we went over today. Also, see what you can do about coming and hanging out with us every single day at 6 o'clock a.m. CST, where we always start every single stream with video gaming news, okay? Other than that, you guys just stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we'll catch everybody tomorrow for the next edition of video gaming news. All right?